Good evening. Welcome back. Welcome back to ABN AMRO live broadcast class. How are you doing tonight? Thank you very much for your support for the hitting the support button every night. So anyway, we have a lot of news, and all of you know this. This week is going to be crazy. We are going to have a new president. A lot of people love it and a lot of people hated it, but that is going to be the fact. So then, yeah, let's look into what are we going to talk about today. And I totally understand that a lot of people are happy about the election result, and a lot of people are not. So, and I will let you know that I don't see politics. I am in for the money. I just want to make sure all our members is going to make the money. So anyway, first, congratulations because of the election results today. All the market, I'm talking about everything across the board, everything is just going insane. So for the members who trade with us today, and today our returns up better than usual. So congratulations. And yes, definitely we will be trading every day. We will be trading every day still. So anyway, so let's get into what we're going to talk about today. We will going to go over our financial news as usual, and this is great. And I tried not to talk too much about our new 47th president, because I just want to talk about stocks, crypto, and the result of our market. So anyway, and then we are going to have a market analysis too today. Our broadcast may go a little shorter, but we'll see about that. But at the end, we are going to go over how are we going to achieve your financial goals. So I think that is very important, right? So anyway, let's get things started. And as you know, let's go with financial news. And we have Donald J. Trump is going to be our next president, the 47th president, and as I said, a lot of people get very happy about that. I didn't sleep last night just to make sure that I get it firsthand, that I know who is going to be our president. But it's just very interesting that this morning when I come to work, not everybody was very happy about that. So I'm just going to kind of skip that. But anyway, the market reacts to this. It's just, I'm talking about market reaction, like every single market. I'm talking about futures. I'm talking about crypto. I'm talking about the stock market. There are some of them is just doing better than others. So let's look into it. So Donald Trump returned as the U.S. president, the 47th president, the second time on Wednesday. So the equity market, that's the low. We're talking about he made a lot of promise. All right, we're talking about the corporate tax. We're talking about tariffs on China. We're talking about lifting the shares of banks, and he talks about a lot of different things. And all the things that he talked about that is related to what he talks about, all of those numbers was going up. I can't really say like going up. It's just reacting positively to his election. So anyway, the first person I'm going to talk about is definitely Elon Musk, Tesla. So he had been supporting Donald Trump ever since day one. Donald Trump was not a big fan of him in the beginning, but afterwards, with it always supports him. Then he was going to the rally with him, and then he actually said that he is going to give him a spot when Donald Trump takes office, and then he's going to be the head of Government Efficiency Commission, and he's going to get into the government and start cutting costs. I think it is needed. However, if Elon Musk take on this position, that is going to help his company by a lot because it's working for the government now. So today, one of the stock was going up was Tesla. one of the better performance ones. And definitely congratulate him because, well, today it went up 14%. It went up over 14% today. And then now it's moving the market caps of Tesla to close to $1 trillion. So now, yes, people like in the beginning we were just kind of thinking like it's going to be a half and half. So like with the election, it's going to be a half and half. But I saw a landslide. But anyway, so yeah, and then just because of this, it kind of boosted Elon Musk like how much he owned, like is how much he's worth, by quite a bit, like 14% of his Tesla stocks went up. So that will be that, and then we got and I found very interesting that we have the Russell 2000. So all of them are the small caps, right? The index is performing very well. It's up over 5%. That was the best that's the best ever for the last 3 years. So that is quite interesting. Well, now basically I talked about this before, and whatever I talked about, it happened. It actually happened. So well, if Donald Trump is right now, he's going to be our next president, and then well, Trump media is going to go up, right, in price. Yes, but no, not that much, only by 6%, because with today's market, today's indexes, everybody went up quite a bit on the stock price. So anyway, Trump media, the Truth Social went up 6%, quite great, but we need to look into there is one stock that went great. Coinbase. Coinbase went up 30%. That is insane. Then because you know why? Because it is crypto related. Today, the crypto market, it was all over the place positively. So I have never seen a crypto market goes like this. We have BTC, we have Ether, we have Solana. They are the only normal ones. The ones that we were looking at are the small ones, the recently IEO ones. Oh my God, it was insane. So anyway, we're going to talk a little more about that when we start talking about the crypto market a little later. So anyway, let's keep going with what is regularly going on in the stock market. And we have Berkshire Hathaway. Oh, and Berkshire Hathaway is, well, Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is unloading his Apple shares. The Apple shares went down Monday, like around 0.6%. It doesn't really matter. And I always said that when Warren Buffett start unloading stocks, like we're talking about like Apple, we talk about Bank of America, Visa, those kind of stock is not because they are not performing well. A lot of times it's because they are performing so well that he wants to take profit. And this time, because of the tax purposes, he's taking away, let me see, like this time he went for like 100 million Apple shares this time. Of course, then Apple is going to go down, so it slashes the stake of Apple. His stake on Apple is like 25%, but he's still at 75%. That's not bad. So anyway, so Apple stock kind of has been steady, even though with all those numbers coming out, we had his number. We talked about the Apple's number. We had iPhone sales up, and then the service business were down. But anyway, they were going steady. They were doing good. They would go up. iPhone is doing better internationally, and with the Apple Intelligence. So, but still, whenever like today, the stock is kind of flat. So anyway, what we are seeing right here. So because the stock went flat, so we are looking at is under $2.5 trillion in market cap, and Nvidia say thank you very much. He just NVIDIA just took #1 in market caps, 5.45, because of today. NVIDIA went up 4%. So good job, NVIDIA, taking on #1 again. So right now we have #1, NVIDIA #2, we have Apple #3, we have Microsoft. So anyway, that's and Berkshire Hathaway has been unloading stocks. I mean, Bank of America is close to before they were like 13.9% stakes in the bank. Now it's close to 10%, and now they unload another 1/4 of the stocks of Apple. So anyway, let's see what's gonna happen. But whatever is Warren Buffett is doing, I think I'm gonna do that too. And so since we are talking about Apple, then let's go over Apple with all this good news last week, and then all of a sudden we have this about the European Union, the EU. You know, Apple's been always having problems with the antitrust in the United States and also over with the EU as well. And so that's why they retaliated the EU antitrust thing that with the DMA, the Digital Market Acts. So over in Europe right now, they are not going to get, and they are not. It's not like they're going to get later. They are not going to get Apple Intelligence, and that's what they were saying, because everything they do became antitrust. What does it mean? Antitrust is like because the EU is looking out for the little guys. They want the little guys to be competitive. So that's why EU has been hitting up all the big companies. As you see on the graph right here, we have Google. Google has always been paying fines because of the EU's antitrust fines. And then we have this year, Apple's is like #3. The fine that they just paid $1.8 billion. And it's not just that. The $1.8 billion euros, like around $2 billion, is not as much comparing to the other. They lost to a case, back tax, 13 billion euros on back tax to Ireland for some strange reason. And now we are looking at the DMA. They're charging DMA. They charge them with the craziest thing. I mean, I was looking at Microsoft. They were charging Microsoft on some of the things too, and I'm gonna go over that. This time it has, well, the $1.84 billion has to do with the music streaming, because some of the equipments are not compatible. They will not other equipments to be compatible to iPhones or maybe iPads, for example. So then they think it's totally antitrust. Google basically the same thing, because of default search engine with Android, and also Apple the same way too. So they were in the hot seat too. Anyway, because the reason why the violators of the DMA, their fine will be 10% of the company's global annual turnover. When I heard about that, I almost want to say, you know what? Just leave the EU alone and let them do whatever they want to do, because it's not worth it, because they think that they violated something over in Europe, and then they have to pay like 10%. That is not reasonable at all. So anyway, and the funny thing, I have been following this. Basically, every single one of the Magnificent Seven basically got hit up by the EU, the antitrust unit already, and they have been saying then things that you can't be just antitrusting or whatever. So anyway, Microsoft, and that I think, excuse my words, but I think it's almost stupid that they were suing Microsoft for the Office. Basically, Microsoft Office, it came with Microsoft Word. You have the PPTs, and then you have your Excels and things like that. And there were other ones too, and they were sued because they are they came in a package. So then the other ones, for example, if there were other companies that offer a similar service that is not compatible. So wow, so I don't understand. For me, because as a user, all I care about is convenient and having everything in one package. They call it bundling. If they have it all bundled up, I have no problem with that. I don't have to pay extra. I don't have to go in and just learn about other things. And that's how I feel about that. But no, over in Europe, you can't do that too. So, well, anyway, EU's, you're not getting Apple Intelligence, all right? So that's what's going to happen, all right? So that is Apple. The next one I want to go over it, we did go over this last time. Super microcomputer is worse than it is. Is worse than we were talking about. We were talking about the stock went down almost half of the price, and then more than half the price, and then we have a short seller report basically saying that they are not reporting. They have not reporting, and then they have the accounting and also the auditor. They all resigned for the position. Right now, they are still not reporting. Right now, they are on the edge of being delisted. That's how important it is. And the reason why is that they have more inventory than they should. They are not, well, now I know they're not making money. The first thing that they have been working with NVIDIA, that's why Jensen Huang is really close with the CEO, with Charles Liang, I think that's his name. And also they also doing, well, they have the Blackwell project. They probably have to bench that because they just don't have the money to do that. Jensen is not going to be very happy about that. And then just look into, like, for the fiscal year, don't look too far. We're talking about that right now. It's hurting their profit margin. It's just, they are more than triple years, the inventory is more than triple a year ago. However, the revenue is only double. So, well, we have a big issue here. So they might have to bench some of the NVIDIA's project, and they also spend way too much money. We went over the liquid cool system for the H100 and the H200, the data center, which means that instead of using, you put your data center in a freezer, all they have to do is just put running water to the data center, and that's it. And you don't have to really cool it, and there's much less electricity is used. But the thing is, they use way too much money on that one, and is not bringing back. And let's look into the cash flow as well. We're looking at a negative $2.5 billion now, the fiscal year of 24, versus the positive. Last year they have $663 million. So now they are minus 2.5. Even though they did a lot of different things, they tried to raise money, $1.6 billion in convertibles, and also the second offer raise is like $1.75 billion in gross proceeds. So then is still not covering. So they are lacking. They have the technology, but what they're lacking is someone know how to manage it and good with the finance. So let's look into it. They got downgraded, I believe, in JP Morgan today, and then they got downgraded to underweight. It was neutral. Now the rating is underweight, and their target price supposed to be $50 just got downgraded. The downgrade revised to $23. So yes, and it is correct. Today the stock went down another 18%. Right now, today is, basically all stocks are either flat. You could be the worst company, you could be flat, but all the stock prices were up. But we have Super Microcomputer down 18% just today. So be very careful. If the companies threaten to being delisted, we have a serious issue. If you have something with them right now, they are less than half of what they were before. So if you want to keep their stocks, be very careful. I'm not saying that because we just don't keep something that is just keep going up. Stocks goes ups and downs. They have the ups and downs, and we'll pay good attention to this. So now, since we're in tech, let's go over Broadcom. Well, now Bank of America analysts is saying they believe that Broadcom to see strong growth, especially when it comes to AI revenue, that is projecting the compound annual growth rates for next year is going to be between 30 to 35%. And it's not just that, because like right now, BofA kind of keep their buying ratings for them and then citing the company's leadership in the AI compute and networking. So they were just doing great. They are a leader in the industry, and also they have cash. That cash is king. So anyway, even though the bank lowered the fiscal to 2025 earnings, expecting Broadcom to deal with some seasonal headwinds, but still, particularly because of they're doing the production transaction for Google's the TPUs. They are supposed to be better the next half of the year, so they will probably evens out. The EPS, and they are doing a lot of different things. So they're working with Apple and all the other companies. The EPS we're looking at to $7.31 by 2026, the next fiscal year. Let's look into the other numbers too. We have the estimates, the networking, also the custom chip growth could bring the AI revenue from around 23 to 24% of Broadcom current sales to over 30% by the fiscal 2026. So this company has always been looking good. And right now, congratulations. The price, it is at around 180. Today it went up to 3.25% right now, and then they have $838 billion in market caps. Looking good. Oh, by the way, Tesla is close to $1 trillion. I think I talked about this. Congratulations again. So now next one this is a company I see a lot of potential, but it is not a publicly traded company. So let's look into this. So this company is called Sightful. The Sightful is a developer of a personal computer so basically laptop with augmented reality operating system designed to provide immersive and productive experience. So we were talking about basically we have a laptop. However, and this is not cheap either. It's like $1,900, but this laptop does not have a screen. What it has, it gave you a pair of glasses. So what does a pair of glasses do? Basically, this pair of glasses is your screen. So it is called the Spacetop G1. I just came out and I was looking into it. Please look into this. Go to YouTube, check them out, check the company out. It is awesome because this something you can go over the place that you don't have to bring. You basically need to bring is your keyboard, right? It's your keyboard on your laptop. And the thing is, there's no screen, so it's much lighter. However, you have to wear your glasses. Basically, that's the screen, and then it's just not one screen. You can have multiple screens inside, and then so you can do your work anywhere. And especially even in your office, you not have to be afraid of your privacy, that people looking at what you're doing. That person, that always that annoying person like walk behind you and then saying that, hey, what you doing? And start looking at your work. It's like, excuse me. But anyway, this is great. It's very similar in a way that I always want to think that it's like very similar to the Meta glass that made by Ray-Ban. The only difference is like this one comes with the keypad, and then the Meta ones, it came with only like a switch. The Meta one is more AI, and the reason why is not only you have the switch to control, you also that the glasses actually track your eyes movement, so that you really don't need to have the controller. You probably might want to click on it, but your cursor just kind of like follows your eyes. So those, yes, Meta definitely, because they put up so much they put so much money into the capital expenditures on developing AI that, of course, it's going to be different. But I can see this company, someone will pick them up. I would totally see it. Meta is going to pick them up. I don't know anything about that yet, but it's just my guess. But anyway, this company right now, they have orders around $33 million worth of order worldwide. It's an Israeli company. I can see big future if they are going to work with big companies, especially the Max 7s or even OpenAI, and then the price of this $1,900 can make it much cheaper, maybe the $1,500. So everybody's gonna be this is affordable. I think this is the next generation of laptop. So anyway, that's Cypher. Keep your eye on that one. Next one is gonna be a little different. I want to make it fun. Ferrari has been doing great this year, especially. I mean, back then, yeah, they have been doing great. They weren't really losing money, but the thing is that they were lacking direction until this year, because there are things that they don't know, like what they should do until this year. They start dividing departmentalizations. Whatever they are specific on certain things, they do that. So they are very specific on things, especially for example, before you can always customize your Ferrari, right? Right now, they realize that this niche that they can go cash out on that one. You know what? They have a different department on that. They just opened this department into a customization department. And you know what? How much of this department, strangely, is accounted for 20% of the revenue of Ferrari, and they have been making money. And the funny thing is, well, they came up with a report. It just is very impressive because, well, the earning is getting better and also meeting and exceeding expectation. And then as soon as the report comes out, like 7% of the core earnings increase in the third quarter. Well, they kind of like despite a slight drop in the car shipment. Funny thing, when this report came out, yes, the stock came down a little bit. However, their focus, as you can see on this picture right here, this is a brand new F80. It's a successor of the LaFerrari, and then they already got like so much comment on this, and I love that. They got so much talk. People are talking about this. The Ferrari owners, the Ferrari commentators, they were looking at this, and do you know why? The reason why is that when they have the top of the line, it's not really top of the line, but kind of is, that their flagship, the F series, I would say, they always have the F. They always have they have from the F40, they have the V8, they have the V8 turbo in it. And then they should have a V8 turbo in it, and then afterwards, and then we have the F50, and then it's always going to be the big V12, and now the LaFerraris, and then now this, and people were saying that this is a V6 twin turbo with three electric engines in it. So what's so special about this, right? And then everybody thinks about V6, everybody got a V6, right? But however, that's not how Ferrari was thinking about that. Ferrari is thinking about this because right now Formula One is using V6, so that's why they got to put this in there, and they got this electric motor is in. It's going to be over 1,000 horsepower. But however, this is already sold out. Everything they price it more expensive is already sold out. For example, they have other special editions. They have the V12 Daytona SP3, and then they also have the 499p Modificata, and that is priced. It is a track car. Basically, it's priced at 5.1 million euros, and those are sold out. Every single special units is already sold out. So you have the lower level that, well, you can wait for 2 years for that. But for the more expensive ones, the collectible ones, the track ones, has already been sold out, is done. So anyway, let's look into the EBITDAs, and it's like total at around $695 million in US dollars. And then also they have the stock for the companies went up 40% already because of the changes they did. Great job, Ferrari. Well, since we're talking about Ferrari, we have a company that really likes Ferrari is Wynn Resorts, and they used to have they always claim that they used to have the Ferrari store in there. It was like a toy store. But anyway, so we have Wynn Resort actually the report came out for the third quarter is falling short of analyst expectation. Last time we talked about it, we talked about the Caesars. We talked about Caesars Entertainment, and they were not meeting the expectation as well. And this is basically, I'm very surprised. So anyway, so the EPS, we're looking at 90 cents when it's supposed to be $1.04. And then the revenue is at 1.69, even though it is under expectation, but it was more than a year ago, the same quarter. So anyway, but they have been making a loss. I have been looking into this company and they were great. However, I guess ever since the CEO Steve Wynn left, it has to do with their asset ratios that it has to do with the asset versus the liability ratio that it kind of increased after the years, and they are just not doing so great. However, but that's not everything, and I kind of like it. We kind of like to buy on dips. Let's go over the revenues too. The Vegas revenue is not doing that good, and of course that the Wynn Resort is all over the United States. But they also have properties over in China, in this place called Macau. The revenue is actually doing better than Vegas. So that is quite interesting. It has to do with their more mass customers, and I believe that Vegas is the same way too. They are more mass. They try to stay away from the high rollers because they are afraid that the source of their income is not clean. So anyway, it's just like the Anti-Money Laundering Act, something like that. So anyway, but they are doing great. The reason why I want to talk about this right now, you are looking at the stock price at $71.63. No, actually it's not. It's $85, and it ranged around 71 before it was the lowest for this year is $71.63, highest $110 around. So today the stock went up around 1.61%. However, the reason why I want to talk about this is because this company just granted their license to open up the first casino resort over in UAE. This is going to be the first over in that region. So I'm just seeing that once they have it open, they're going to make so much money on that. This is right now the only company that is licensed to have a casino resort over there. So definitely pay attention to when right now the stock price is closer. I would say it's closer to the low point right now, $85. So let's see about this company. How is it gonna go? Do I want to buy it? I'll give a couple more years. Since we're talking about hotels, this is quite interesting. I was looking at the report because Marriott, I'm a fan. Marriott International, they owns a lot. It is a chain that owns a lot of hotels. However, the report came out Monday and saying that there's like weak domestic travel in China overshadowed the strong group and international demand, standing the shares down 2%. But I'm not looking at that. Is that great? Is that do they really have a lot of the hotels over in China? I'm not very sure about that. But however, there seems like they claim that there's like a change of behaviors in travelers. So then they are staying less in Marriott and some staying more in other places, which is I don't agree. I really don't agree that because I kept seeing Marriott is opening up left and right all over the place, and then they have the nice ones and they have the regular ones. But I think they are doing great, and I think I'm right about that because today close. Right now the price is $276. It went up 6.39% on the stocks today. It was $259. if you're talking about range, the highest this year is the highest for the 52 weeks high is $277. So it's actually very close. So anyway, all I can say is Marriott is doing really good, but they can just forget about the China thing. That's Marriott. Do I want to buy this? No, it's too high. Right now it is close to the high side, so no. So the next one I am going to go over is Abercrombie and Fitch. They weren't doing so well for the past quarter for some reason, but it's coming back. And I am the CEO. She is phenomenal ever since she got in the company. She was in charge of Hollister in the beginning. Now she became the CEO that took over basically Abercrombie. I believe it's around 2018, and this CEO put Abercrombie and Fitch on the map, basically on the map. Basically, it was just another clothing store, went public long ago, and then right now the stock is, ever since she took over, it gains like a lot. I forgot like exactly what's the multiplier on that one. But it's so many times. It's not even funny, like 20 times something. It's something just ridiculous. But anyway, they weren't doing good. However, some good news came in. So some good news came in is because they were talking about the comp moment. They're talking about the comp. That is what you're talking about is the comparable sales. The comparable sales is there's like a double-digit increase, and also not just Abercrombie and Fitch, it's also Hollister. A&F has always been doing better than Hollister, and yes, Hollister is owned by the same company too. However, now we are seeing that in the third quarter that Hollister is in the comparable sales is actually doing better than Abercrombie and Fitch. So then. And then they have a very good guidance too. So we're looking at they have maintained the third quarter EPS estimates at 2.51, comparing to the others, $2.36. And the fiscal year 2024 and 2025 EPS, we're looking from $10.64 to $12 and $12.08 to $10.73 to and $12.34. So anyway. The bank we have our analysts also kind of make them, it's like the target price is still $1.90. They are in the stock price is 135 right now. The highest point is on 116, 196. So anyway, they still have a long way to go. But the lowest point is $65 per share. So right now. This company is in the middle of it. So let's see what's going on with Abercrombie and Fitch later. So that is your financial news. So now let's look into the market analysis. Let's look into the market. Let's look into the stock market. Yes, today it is crazy. If it's not crazy, it is insane because all of this stocks, the stock indexes, they are breaking records left and right. We're talking about the Dow Jones. We have the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed up 1,508 points, or 3.57% at 43,729 points. And then we have the NASDAQ up 544 points, or 2.95%, so almost 3% to 18,983 points. And then we had the S&P. We have the S&P 100 up 146 points, or you can say that it is 2.5% to 5929 points. So there is a big increase. So anyway, as the market is still trying to digest, and people too, the news that Donald Trump is one of the election investment targets might benefit during the Trump's tenants broke out. So like all three major indexes climbs, and then we have the 10-year U.S. Treasury also rose. Also the yield rose. Also Bitcoin went up. Whoa. And then we have the federal. Well, but don't forget this. So tomorrow, tomorrow the market is going to be very, very volatile. And the reason why is the Fed is in the meeting. They are in the meeting today. They are going to be in the meeting tomorrow, and they are going to decide how much interest rate we are going to cut tomorrow. As soon as they're going to announce it, the market is going all over the case, and then it's not just the stock market, crypto as well. So we gotta stay tuned. That if you we are probably gonna have sometime tomorrow around this time we're gonna trade, because when we're gonna catch it when it is volatile. All right. So that's a difference, and you guys already know that that's the difference between trading stocks and trading crypto. So anyway, just remember, as soon as you get the trading signal, execute right away. All right, because 1 minute, even 30 seconds makes a big difference. Okay, so now this is the stock market. So since I'm talking about the crypto market, then, well, after the president election, the Bitcoin, which probably is going to benefit a lot from the Trump trade. Right now is officially the Trump trading time. And then because he promised a lot of things. We're talking about he's supporting digital assets, and also talking about deregulating it. The price just soared today. So after Trump's victory, 247 candidates who supported the cryptocurrencies were elected to be the House of Representatives, while 113 candidates that opposed the cryptocurrencies was elected as well. So then a lot of people are for the cryptocurrencies, the deregulations and everything. And we are also wanted to Senate. This time, the biggest victory I have to say for Donald Trump is not just he is going to be our next president. It has to do with the Republican that right now they already took the Senate already. So now we are still looking at, are they going to take the majority of the House as well? Because if he does that, if he's going to be president, and then they have the majority in the Senate and the majority in the in the House, well, we are going to have a very strong Republican Party for the next few years. So for the next couple of years. So, well, and then Trump is all for cryptocurrencies. So that's the reason. That's the reason why that. And then, just bear with me, okay, here too. Whatever Trump is doing right now, I mean, he's going to cut rates, and then he's going to raise the tariffs. When you raise the tariffs, then everything's going to be more expensive. The inflation is going to go up. Then, if the inflation is going to go up, then there's something called that where we will try to find a safe haven assets. Where is that? Not just gold, right? We'll just go back to the crypto gold. So Bitcoin and all the other deregulations and also decentralizations, all that, right? So this is crazy today. Bitcoin right now is at 75,000, give or take. It was getting close to 70. It was getting close to 76. Came back a little down. Right now it's like probably around 75.5. Went up 10% today, just today. All right. So, but Ether right now is at $2,700, 13%, and Solana at $190, give and take, up 13.5%. It is being crazy. So, well, and then these are the big ones. These are the crypto gold, silver, and copper, basically. But the market, where the market is not here. The most volatile ones, the ones that went up and came down by a lot, are the smaller ones, are the ones that they just came out of the IEOs, and then they just start shooting up. So, and please, I'm gonna go over this again. I do want to apologize. The thing is, I got a lot of members just texting me and messaging me and saying that they wanted to start trading crypto, but I really see that there are some of our members not ready for that. So that's why we are doing an evaluation. It's not like really evaluation. You can talk to my assistant or you can talk to your trader. They will try to get a feeling of where you're at right now and what do you want to do. are you ready? Are you mature enough to? I can't use the word to say mature. It's just your skill ready enough. You're skilled enough to start trading crypto. But all you have to do basically is just listen to the signal of the trader. That's it. That's about it. So anyway, just hang in there. I'll try to get everybody through and try to get everybody. I will try to get everybody training. Okay. So that is the crypto market. The next one we're gonna do, I'm just gonna have just a little things that I have in mind. So want to talk about how to achieve your financial goals. So it's very simple. It's gonna be real quick, and let's go over it. All right. So ever since probably when you were younger, your parents will teach you. Your parents, the teachers, will teach us how to. We got to save money. So we got to save money. So then when it comes to like rainy days, for example, right? They always say it comes to rainy days. Yeah, right. And then so you have money to spare. But how are you going to save when you have no income? So you're just gonna keep the money there and not move it? So that's what it is. Even though right now our interest rate is at maybe like 4.5 or so, or 4.5%, for example, and then yeah, it's gonna be, but they are gonna lower the interest rates. And think about that. How much are you gonna get the money? How much interest are you gonna get when you are putting them? You kind of just deposit it into your checking, savings, or CDs account. Not much, right? So that's why that when it comes to that, I just want you to just kind of set things straight. That if you are putting those money into your deposit accounts, I call it deposit accounts, then you are basically losing money because you're not doing anything about it. And then the inflation rate's always going to outpace the interest rate, the interest that they'll give you. So basically, if you're not making money, you are basically losing. You're basically losing money. Simple as that. So we talk about the world is developing rapidly, but many people understand of wealth and how to grow wealth is far from enough. So in fact, many people still regarding like savings to earn interest as one of the means of investment preservation and appreciation. Now, but no, but I can tell you right now, this is a very beginner way of investment, and even I could say it's a wrong method when it comes to financial management. Saving money nowadays with low interest rate is almost like equivalent to losing money, basically. And think about this: if you put it in the CD or whatever, and where's the liquidity? You can't take it out all the time, at any time. If you're gonna take it out early because you need to pay for something, they will actually then you lose the interest, and also they will charge you a fee. I see banks charge more fees than your interest earned. So that is just totally bonkers, right? So anyway, so what we're gonna do is that we deposit it in the interest rate that is too low is because and use it as a long-term investment tool that just doesn't make sense because and then we talked about compounding. And we are compounding every time when we trade. Because we do it quick, we do it fast, and then we buy the crypto, and then we get into that. We take a buy position, and then we buy long, and then we can do short, we can do a short sell too. But anyway, that will be later. However, that we take profit, and then we close our position, and then next time we trade. That is the funds is now more, and we are using those increased funds to start trading. That is compounding, but you putting into a bank account, like especially one of those like checking and savings account. No, you don't compound how much you have it in there, and for the whole year they have the APRs and that's it. And then sometimes they charge you like maybe like the Bank of America, they charge you like a $50 fee a year. Because your money inside it that's not enough. So then basically you are always going to be it is like a lose-lose situation, right? So you can save money, but you lose your liquidity of your funds, and then you just basically wasted money and wasted resources. So in the economic point of view, the sooner you use your money, the more value it is, and it's greater the economic profit. So your deposit monies into the bank hope to save it in the future. However, the inflationary environment actually reduced the gratification. So, especially in the modern society, we have that inflation will cause your wealth to shrink dramatically. So, easiest way to do this is that you want to put something into to invest that are more than the inflation rates. Simple as that. So anyway, there's like a lot of examples. Basically, what I'm saying is that $1 million now is not $1 million in 10 years. Just think about the housing market. Just think about just gold. Think about just buying gold. 10 years from now, and 10 years from now is going to be very different. Gold, yes, it's going to go up in price, but how much is it going to be the inflation rates? That's what it is. How about housing, right? Is it going to be the inflation rates, or the inflation rate is going to go much higher? Then of course, that will be a great investment. But the thing is, what if they don't? And usually back in the days, people invest in real estate is because they don't want. Because usually real estate, the price comes down when it comes to a used house, for example, and but it kept its value there. So anyway, and there's like we hope that it's gonna go up too. So anyway, so that's what I'm trying to say here. And the second part of it is just that I am just going to say is money is a variable only when it's being used, and only then it will increase its value. So and that's the reason why we are trading, we are investing, and we are trading. Because investing, we are looking at a return, regular return for a year. You're looking at the percentage of return. You're looking at 10% in investments such as stocks. I think is quite standard. However, it's not going to get you rich. So that's why we have two of the things. We have the long-term investment, and then we have the short-term. We have trading, almost like day trade, but trading crypto. But back in the days, we do day trading for stocks. And the reason why is stock is actually considered investing in other things. That stock is it was the thing that you can, and of course you can trade futures. However, you can trade margins, you can do all that. It's gonna make you quick money, but the risk also is that the risk is gonna hit you hard. That if you're doing margin and then the price start going down, so then there is a risk going on. So that's why right now we have stocks and we have crypto is actually perfect. And that's the reason why we are doing our trades for crypto, because we do it in a way so quick that if we make money, yes, we take out. I mean, we're not looking for much. We're looking at maybe like under 10% a time for every time we trade. Yes, it's better than losing money, right? So that's the reason why it's kind of safe that way. I kind of like it that way. So anyway, let me give you an example. 1896. When we have Nobel, the person actually donated 31 million Swedish honor, you call it that? Yes, as some original fund for the Nobel Foundation in the 1895. Before his will was saying that he mentioned something that he wanted to put this money when he's not using it, he's not giving it to people. He wanted to put it in safe security. So in the early days, the Nobel Foundations, based on the requirement of his will, the funds only used to invest safe securities. They're talking about bonds and loans in Sweden and abroad. So anyway, however, 1901, each winners receive 150,000 Swedish kroner, and then so back then it will basically give them like a 20 year salary. So they can use another 20 years they can just do the research for 20 years. However, after a while, it start depreciating. The money start depreciating, especially the ones that they try to have they have the safe investment in bonds. Bonds does not get you anything, and loans as well. It's not gonna get you anything. It's not gonna get you anything either. So by 1919, that after like around 20 years, after like 18 years, the money is already went down 28%. And then it's worse when it gets to like around 1945, the Second World War, and on the 1950s, it went down like around 60, went down like around 60%. And then there was a calculation that is the value of the Nobel Prize in 1945 was 121,000 Swiss franc. So then the purchase power is basically around 30% of the original. So it's down 70% basically. So to make it worse, then afterwards we have three doctors that discovered penicillin, that all of them share the Nobel Prize. Basically, what it is, each of them would get 2 to 3 years salary to do the research. So yeah, I mean, it is an honor, but the thing is that I like the money too, right? So for them to do more things for the society. So anyway, so afterwards they changed it. So they changed it, instead of just putting in something somewhere safe, they are investing back then in real estate and stock. Think about the real estate back then and the stock back then. And so that's why, right? So all the way to 2012, that their overall value is just kept, the value of that investment kept going up. The asset has exceeded 200 million already, so they're not going to be worried about the giving to the prize winner. So the returns is annually around 9%, which is considered very good. But of course, right now for us, just investing in stock, my requirement of return is 10%. That's for sure. So that's why I try not to do the ETFs. And crypto, that's right. And that crypto is so different. Just today, come on, just today, BTC went up 10%, and then we have Ether and Solana, it went up 13%. So it's really nothing. So anyway, so that's a reason why I wanted to kind of like the mindset needs to be right. That you can't save money. You got to make money. All right. So anyway, that's all the information that I have. Well, this weekend is going to be Veterans Day. It's going to be Veterans Day weekend. So we are, even though the stock market is going to be open Monday, however, that is a public holiday. So anyway, we are pushing our broadcast to Monday instead of Sunday. So I will be talking to you next Monday, and we will go, and then afterwards we'll go back to our regular schedule of Wednesday and Sunday. All right. Have a great weekend. Tomorrow we got to stay focused on our trade. We got to stay focused on the interest rate cuts. We got to stay concentrate on the market, both stock and crypto. So anyway, have a great night. I will talk to you next week. Goodbye.